started, if we could please, I'll call the meeting to order, and if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Our flag is right here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we will be starting off with our 2026 organizational meeting. As you've noticed, we have a little bit of a new arrangement. Hopefully that will help everyone here. So afterwards, positive feedback or negative feedback, but constructive would be welcome. So I will bring up our December 29th meeting minutes. Has everyone received the meeting minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any additions, corrections, discussion?
I would like to approve the minutes with the correction of page 2 under building and grounds. 1, 2, it's the second talking point. Just to add in there that Ed said he would pass the contact information on.
For the blueprints and gazebo?
Yes, for the any information, and he had about the gazebo because he'd been working on it. So with that correction added, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes with the correction.
I'll second.
I'll say yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
All right, we'll move on to the, well, let's see here, December financials. Has everyone received them?
Yes.
Additions, corrections, discussion? I move that we accept the financials as presented.
I second.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
All right, with that, I will now turn the meeting over to our fiscal officer to preside over the initiation of our organizational meeting.
Okay. At this time, I am asking for nominations for chairperson for a period of 1 or 2 years.
I nominate Tiffany for chairperson for 2 years.
I second.
Laura nominates Tiffany for 2 years. Vaughn seconds. Okay, Tiffany has been nominated at this time. Is there any other nominations for chairperson?
So someone will have to make a motion to close the,
I make a motion that we close the nominations for chair.
With no other nominations at this time, I ask the board to make the motion to close the nomination. Laura made the motion.
Yep.
I need a second.
I second.
yes?
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Is this for 1 year or 2?
She said 2.
Okay, yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I am asking for nominations for vice chairperson for a period of 1 or 2 years.
I would like to nominate Laura for vice chair for 2 years. Give Vaughn a chance to get running.
Laura has been nominated at this time, and is there any other nominations for vice chair? With no other nominations at this time, I ask the board to make the motion to close the nominations.
I make a motion to close nominations for vice chair.
Second.
At this time, I will now turn the meeting over to the newly elected chairperson, Tiffany.
So any communications from the fiscal officer?
Not at this time, I'll wait till regular meeting.
So we need to pass a resolution to adopt the setting, the date, and the time for all of our meetings for the next year. Currently, we have our meeting set up as the second Monday of each month at the town hall here at 6 p.m. And we have a second meeting on the fourth Monday of the month at 6 p.m. if needed, decided at the previous meeting. Do we want to make any adjustments or changes to that?
I make a motion, we keep it the same.
I vote yes, or I second, sorry, second.
Works for me, yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
All right. Something that is not on the organizational meeting that I would like to add is open a discussion about liaisons. Most townships do have liaisons. Would we like to do that this year?
I think it makes things work smoother,
Okay?
so the department heads only have to worry about talking to one person.
I think if we were to divvy that up into 3 departments, we obviously have the fire department, the road department, and the buildings and grounds, which would also include the cemetery. Would anyone like to volunteer for any of those things?
I'll do buildings and grounds and cemetery.
I'll do road department.
I will do fire department, so I guess we need to make a resolution for that. Do we want to do that for 1 year or 2?
Let's do 1 year.
1 year? Okay. So I move that we assign liaisons as fire department as myself, buildings and grounds and cemeteries as Laura, and the road department as Vaughn.
I second.
I vote yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Moving on. We need to pass a resolution for the set rate of pay for all of our employees. Our employees A through L, which A would be fire chief, B class 4 EMR, C fire department EMTB or basic, D fire department EMTA, E fire department paramedic, F fire department assistant chiefs, G safer grant administrator, H EMS scheduler, I captain, J lieutenant, K chief, and L assistant chief. All of the rates are on our organizational outline here. Any suggestions, discussions? What would we like to do this year?
I have a question about the safer grant. Are we able to change that at all, or is that dictated through the grant?
So it's actually paid through the grant, so I don't believe that that's adjustable.
That's what I was thinking.
Not to my knowledge, I think
That's
it
what
is
I
paid
was
right
told,
from
it
the
has to
grant.
stay the same.
Correct.
Fire chief, you can do whatever, but the grant writer, yeah.
Okay. that's-
Correct.
Yes.
That's what I assumed. Okay.
Let me see here. If you guys want to discuss, I'm going to pull up a paper to share with you all.
Does the fire department representative or the chief, did he have anything suggested for the pay raise? Rates?
What he told for us is,
Did he give you this paper, the same as, did he give you each
Yes.
copy? Okay.
what he said was, the yearly pay raise, he feels we're okay for now. We can evaluate in 6 months, or if you feel one is needed.
So I think what he was saying was we were somewhat comparable to other neighboring departments. However, one of the things I wanted to consider was last year we did not do an adjustment because we had done a large adjustment the summer before. So it has been a while since we've done any kind of a cost of living adjustment. I think our fire department has been through a lot, and we could never pay them what they're worth. I mean, we just don't have the kind of money to pay somebody what that work is worth, but we want to also make sure you all feel supported and respected as well with staying with industry standards.
So it's been a year and a half.
It's been a year and a half.
It's been a year and a half since they last.
Because then about a year and a half ago, the chief brought us a big adjustment because he wanted to get us more competitive, so we would be, up to industry norms. But then last year, because we had just done that, we didn't do any further adjustments. So that's just something to consider.
I would like to suggest a 2.5%. across the board, except for G.
The same
Well,
for
we
grant.
can't, correct.
We can't do that, okay.
But that's just, what do you guys think? That's what I was thinking anyhow.
I think that's pretty close to where we are with inflation for federal rates. It's awfully close. Is that a motion? Would you?
I will make that a motion. If you guys want it tonight.
I will second it.
I will say yes,
So 2.5.
yes. And,
Laura?
Yes.
sorry.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
One of the other things that Derek had mentioned too was starting to do some stipends for shifts as well, so that may be an additional thing to help with the salaries as well. Okay. Moving on, we have our road superintendent, Mr. Suderman, who is also acting as our cemetery sexton and our buildings and grounds supervisor. Is that accurate? Did I get all of your titles in there? Okay, very good. So I think we're somewhat in the same situation with those positions as well. We made a large adjustment to get him up to, you know, a comparable amount with other areas, neighboring townships. And then we didn't do a whole lot for you last time because we had just made a large adjustment. So I think it's been a little bit of time since we've done anything there as well. So I'll open that up for discussion.
I do have a question, being new here. I see you've got 3 different titles with 3 different pay rates. Does your pay fluctuate for what you're doing, or do you just get paid as?
It's a straight rate of road superintendent.
Okay,
Yes.
so you don't get dinged down for digging a hole in the cemetery or, okay.
But
So
when
those-
he's fluctuating what he's doing, are those coming out of different accounts?
No,
No.
they all
Okay.
come from his road super.
Okay.
Cemetery has no money. I mean, we do, but not,
It's
not
right.
salary.
I was curious,
Yes.
yeah.
It's not enough to pay for that.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
And can I ask a question on that?
Sure.
In October of '24, when we did that last increase, we discussed a dollar a certain amount, and then there was 5% shy on that. So I want to bring that up and see, because it just said it was going to be discussed at a later date, since that's been a year and a half.
And here's the date.
Just, right, so that's why I was wanting to bring it up and ask what we were in this discussion, at least,
Sure.
and see where we're at with it.
Just to give you a little comparison, Palmyra pays their road supervisor $30.08 per hour. And he's a
Atwater,
CDL.
okay, Atwater is at 27 and change, and they also have a CDL. So he's kind of right in the middle there.
I think we definitely do that, should give some sort of a raise. What do you think about sticking with the 2.5 or 3%? I know it's not the whole 5% you want, but I don't want to totally,
Right. Well, I was looking at, I guess I was going back on that 5% is what I was questioning. Because if I would've got it then, and I've got 2.5% now, it would be, put everything right in line, that's why I was questioning that.
Sure. Once again, we can't, we'd love to pay you $100 an hour if we could.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to agree with you.
Oh, okay.
You know,
So I
but
would,
definitely with the cost of increase.
cost of living as well, I would make the suggestion that instead of giving him a cost of living increase, we just do the 5%. That way, we've completed what he was, you know, what we had talked about before, and that should cover a cost of living expense, I would imagine.
Gets him up,
Gets
a
him
little
up
bit,
to,
up to par with the neighbors, so.
I will move
Okay.
that we increase well, let's just increase the road superintendent
pay.
To an additional 5%. And let's leave the other
Since we don't
other
have those-
positions that are vacant or that he's doing, let's just leave them as they are. And if we were to add another employee, we can always readdress that at that time.
Okay.
If everyone's agreeable, that's my motion, 5%.
I second it.
I say yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Okay, now we need to, since we're not going to adjust the sexton and buildings and grounds, let's go to the part-time help. And let's start off with our road department part-time help. We have 3 part-time employees. I've noticed a big discrepancy with what one employee is getting towards, in a difference to the other. We actually have one employee who's getting 7.73% more than the other 2 part-time employees. So I will share that information and open that up for discussion.
Tim, do they all pretty much do the same thing, or has one got more responsibilities than the other, or?
Yeah, the one that's getting more does, I mean, he's more rounded, does kind of a little more than the other guys, but, you know, they can, it's all utilization, how much they get called in as needed, and that too, so, take that all into consideration.
Since you're their supervisor, do you have any recommendations on their salary that we can take into consideration before making a motion? And if you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah, with that one being that much higher, I'm not sure, I mean, I guess I'll let you guys handle that, I don't really know what to do on that offset of that,
Okay.
the way it's set, so.
I think that we need to get the other 2 part-time people who are paid less a little closer to that same rate, because we're not really dividing up work that would justify a huge difference in those salaries.
What if we gave the other 2 part-time help a $1 raise? Puts them up to 17.
I would be fine with that.
Okay. I make a motion that we give the other 2 part-time help a $1 an hour raise, which puts them up to 17.
And then what do we do with the other part-time person who's a high 7.73% higher? Do you want to keep that there?
Yes.
I'll second.
I'll vote yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
All right. Set bond for road superintendent and building and grounds superintendent.
That's what-
Oh, I'm so sorry. How did I do
Assistant
that?
fiscal officer.
I was just ready to move on. Assistant fiscal officer. Shame on me, thank you. So let's open that up for discussion.
We gave the fire department a cost of living increase of 2.5, and I would like to give the assistant fiscal officer a 2.5 increase.
Is that a motion?
Yes, that is a motion.
Any discussion? I'll second.
Vote yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Last but not least, Nancy, my apologies. All right, we need to set a bond for our road superintendent and building and ground superintendent, but hopefully we're just sending 1 bond and not 2 since we have a dual role. Present bond is
Hold on.
$5,000. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have that, everybody is bonded. He already has a $135,000 bond, and it renews each year with
Okay.
the insurance company.
Okay, but we have to make a motion to continue that?
Yes.
And this says 5,000, so it's actually 100.
That was- yeah,
That's
that was-
outdated.
It was
Okay,
a different kind of bond.
Okay.
okay.
We now have the
So it's 135?
faithful performance bond, which is 135,000, which we all have on us.
Okay. Faithful performance?
Faithful performance bond.
Okay.
I make a motion to redo that.
I
And we
second.
have to get you on there.
He already is.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll second.
Laura made the motion, Tiffany second.
I vote yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Let's make sure we don't have to use it.
Amen.
Okay. At the present time, full-time employees are offered health insurance. The township pays 85% of the premium, and the employee pays 15% of the premium. Do we want to do the employment policy line by line, or do you want me to read through it all and we make adjustments?
Let's just read through it all and then make adjustments.
Does that work?
A through F.
Okay, so A is what I just read, 85% of the premium, 15% is paid by the employee. B, set vacation time for road superintendent and buildings and grounds superintendent. At present, Mr. Suderman receives 3 weeks of vacation time per year. He has over 10 years of service. Vacation may be rolled over to a maximum of 1 year. So we have to discuss Mr. Suderman's vacation time that's rolled over, that's permitted to be rolled over. Road superintendent and buildings and grounds superintendent receive comp time for overtime worked. Trustees agree to grant 1 1/2 hours of comp time for every overtime logged. Trustees agree to buy out the comp time any hours over 24 hours logged on a quarterly basis. Maximum hours to keep as comp time is 240 hours. D, the following are paid holidays for eligible township employees: New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Columbus Day, Thanksgiving Day, Black Friday, and Christmas Day. Full-time employees are eligible for the above holidays. E, the road superintendent, cemetery sexton, buildings and grounds supervisor, and fire department chief are required to submit written reports to trustees at the meeting or be in attendance to provide. F, sick day policy. At present, the road department and buildings and grounds supervisor receive 3 sick days per year, with an additional 5 sick days per year if hospitalized. If all sick days are not used during the year, they will not accumulate from 1 year to the next. So that is all of our employment policy. So we'll start off with A. Are we good at keeping 85% and 15% as their copay?
Yes.
And then I'll just do this and we'll make changes as we
As
go,
we
and then
go.
we'll make it one big motion.
Yep.
Okay. B, the set vacation times. Are we good for Mr. Suderman having 3 weeks of vacation with 10 years of service?
Yes.
Okay. C, are we good with the comp time issue with if he is, he can carry over comp time as much as 240 hours and he gets time and a half comp for every hour he works overtime?
I would like to adjust the carryover comp time from 240 to 120.
Have you ever gotten even close to that many hours?
I've opened
He's,
it.
yes,
Really?
yes, he needs to stay,
Like right now, I think I got around 190
Yeah.
or something.
because you gotta figure he, overtime with cemeteries on Saturdays.
That's 30 days, that's so much. We're working you a lot of overtime.
Well, it's just, that's accumulated over.
Yeah.
Been years.
But that's for the entire year.
Yeah.
And then we're,
I don't reset it, it's just, that's just a carry through every year, so it hasn't been, it's never been wiped out then.
So,
because it says every quarter we're supposed to be cashing that out. Are we
but
doing
they
it?
never did.
Okay.
Because there's somewhere in the minutes where you guys let it because he was the only one working.
Okay.
And then he was off, he used a lot of his time when you were off for that accident,
Yeah.
so.
Well, let's decide what we want to do with this now. I thought 30 days was a lot, but I guess,
He has a hard time leaving.
I guess.
He does.
I think
Well,
what
we-
she's saying though is 30 days is a lot to carry over,
to carry over,
you know.
not to
we
have,
need
but to
pay
carry
you-
over.
Yeah, we need to
Like-
pay you out more,
every quarter we're
or
supposed.
have you take, you can take time off to cover up that time and a half too,
Yes.
right?
Sure.
So you
Yeah.
could take, you know.
So how do we want to handle this? And your
What
input
we're-
is
what we're
welcome, because this
saying-
affects you too.
What we're thinking is we don't want to get stuck with 3 months, you're going to be off on vacation and holiday and,
I wouldn't take it.
well, I mean.
I don't, I'm that way now. I wouldn't take it.
Trust but verify, right?
Yeah, right, but,
But if he has like shoulder surgery or something, like when he had that accident, how long were you off?
10 months.
Then that paid your insurance.
So do we want to keep it at the 240
Am I
and then
right?
actually start to pay out every quarter?
Yeah, we could do that.
So it's not so backlogged.
Right, we don't want you to be
That's
back.
what I-
We want you to
Leave
take
it-
time off.
Leave him at 240 and then anything over 240 every quarter we'll pay him.
Yes.
Okay.
But we're keeping 24 hours, at least 24 hours, pay him every quarter. Anything over 24 hours, we could pay him. But we keep the 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we all on the same page there?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll actually revert
Are
back
you good
to
with
what
that?
is.
I didn't
Do you
know,
like-
I didn't know any different. I mean, I've always
It's
brought it
been like that
down
for
and
years,
used it,
yeah.
build it back up again. I mean, I guess I don't know any different.
We want you to take time off, we don't want to burn you out. Okay, and then, so that was C. D, following our paid holidays. We can't change the holidays, those are
Nope.
federal holidays, however, I would like to add that for township operational needs, that employees can take a holiday as a floating holiday as needed. You know, if it is Martin Luther King Day and we have a tree in the road and you come out to clean it, I want you to be able to take that on another day. That way you can still have a holiday. So, I would open that up for discussion as well.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm fine with making it.
I mean, I know you always show up anyway, I just want to make it right by you. Because with, you know, operational needs, we can't always predict, you know, the tree doesn't care if it's Martin Luther King Day. So, so that would be my only suggestion, would be to change that to per operational needs. We could take a floating holiday, or our full-time employees
Is
could.
that for any of the days?
Yes,
It should be.
unless anyone has a different suggestion or plan.
No, I think that's fine. I think we do that at the school, floating holidays, so.
Okay. And E, the road department cemetery sexton, that was about the required to give us reports at the meetings or be in attendance to provide. I think Tim does a pretty good job of that. I did ask him today if he could email those to us like the day before so we can have a look at it and familiarize ourselves with that, and he was very happy to help us do that, so. Okay, and then the last day is the sick day policy, 3 days with 5 days if hospitalized, and those do not roll over. Any adjustments there?
No.
Don't get sick, we don't want you to get sick ever. All right, so,
Lots of vitamin C.
lots of vitamin C, and days off to rest, okay.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to put this all into one motion unless somebody else wants to do it.
Go ahead.
Challenge accepted.
Got it down.
Okay, so, to, item 10, our employment policy, item A will stay the same, 85% paid premium by us, 15 by the employee. B, set vacation time will stay the same. Let me pause on that, are we rolling, how much are we rolling over vacation?
What did I
This
say
one, I know
last?
the last meeting we made the
1 year?
exception on the.
Well, yeah.
Up to 1 year, that's all that can roll over.
A
Okay.
maximum of
So we'll
1
keep
year.
that. And then C, the road department and buildings and grounds, comp time, the comp time will stay the same. We will revert back to what is written here, that he will be comp paid out on a quarterly basis. Item D, the holidays will stay the same. Full-time employees are eligible for holidays with the addition of per township operational needs. Employees may take a floating holiday as needed, and that floating holiday may not roll over till the next year. Item E, road superintendent, required to submit written reports to trustees at meetings or be in attendance to provide, that stays the same. And F, sick day policy stays the same, 3 days per year, an additional 5 days per year if hospitalized, and that does not accumulate to the next year. That is my motion.
I second.
I vote yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
That's exhausting. Okay. We'll move on to 11. Authorized mileage expense. IRS mileage rate, this for 2026 is 72.5 cents per mile. I would move that we accept the federal rate for that.
And I second.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
In addition to this, I would like to add this to our organizational meeting too. since I know we tend to vote on this throughout the year, let's just establish it now so we don't have to. I would like to adopt the GSA.gov per diem rates for lodging, meals, and incidental expenses, and that we adopt the GSA total standard rate for the year. Just follow their rate every year of what they allow. That's a motion.
Second.
And I vote yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
All right, so now we can move on, if everyone's ready, to the cemetery fees. We'll start off with cemetery lots. Resident is currently $350, non-residents $1,500. I'm open to suggestions on that.
I talked to Tim, and I also sent you guys like a spreadsheet of some comparison pricing. We're comparable to our neighboring townships. I would think that we would want to just stay the same on that for now.
Is that a motion?
I make a motion that we keep our cemetery lots the same price. A resident is $350, a non-resident is $1,500.
I'll second.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes. Moving on to burials. Current prices, residents are, what are the asterisks for? I'm not sure. Residents are $600, non-residents $700, infant residents $50, non-resident infant $100. Cremation for a resident is $350. Cremation for a non-resident is $400. The layout fee per occurrence is $125, and we have a case-by-case indigent policy for $500. So I'll open discussion on that.
Okay, so on the burials, adult burial at $600, non-resident is $700. We are very comparable to our neighbors, and my recommendation would be to stay the same there. On infant burials, we are way below our neighbors at $50 for resident and $100 for non-resident. Palmyra charges $550. I would recommend that we up the resident to $100 and a non-resident $300.
They pay for, theirs is for residents and non-residents?
Yeah, $550 for both.
Oh,
If you live here, you should get a break.
I would think the residents should definitely get a discount, but.
So you're recommending the infant residents to be
Resident,
100 and
it'd be
infant
increased to
non-residents
100
to be
and
300?
non-resident 300, yes.
Okay.
And then, adult cremation, that's most of what is going into the cemetery now is cremation versus burial. And I get it, it's less expensive and it seems to be how people are doing it now. So currently we charge a resident $350 and a non-resident $400. Looking at the neighbors' prices, I do believe we should increase the resident price just to $400, but the non-resident price to $500.
Okay.
Okay. Next, any burial with an arrival time after 2 p.m. Should I follow? I need to follow the
Let's follow this
index.
first.
Okay, I'm looking at my spreadsheet, so, okay. Town hall, let's see, okay, I see where we're at. Layout fee per occurrence, we currently charge $125. I recommend that we increase it to $150.
Mr. Suderman? Sound reasonable? And just a little note, that is per occurrence because it used to be just per burial and we were doing it multiple times if I remember correctly. That
This
was
is
an
per
issue.
occurrence, yes.
The company wasn't making it out in time to set everything.
So we had to do it all over
Okay.
again.
And then the indigent policy, I do believe we should just stay the same with that. We pay $500 directly to the funeral home, but the resident has to qualify for indigent burial.
In my tenure here, we've had 2 people who have applied and neither one of them qualified, and that's just per the funeral home standards of those forms. So we do have a form for that.
So it's the funeral home that decides whether they're indigent or not?
Well, they have to put in all of that information, and once that resident is, my assumption, once they start to fill that out, they realize they don't qualify, so we never had to make that decision, it was just
Right.
told to us, no, that they're not going to move forward, so.
With the state planning, the first thing that gets paid out is the funeral, so the funeral home director, they establish that.
And they are
take that
actually a
money.
huge part of that application.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay. Next, the buildings.
Well, do you want to just do that as one big motion?
Let's just do that.
Is that everybody okay?
Yeah,
Any
you want me to
discussion-
read it?
Any
The numbers
discussion
again?
about that, Vaughn?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do that, the burials.
Okay, so I make a motion that we do the following with the burials. Residents, 600, non-residents, 700, infant residents, 100, infant non-residents, 300, cremation resident, 400, cremation non-resident, 500, layout fee per occurrence, 150, indigent policy, they do have to qualify, remain the same at 500 paid to the funeral home.
I'll second.
Yes,
Laura?
Yes,
Tiffany?
yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
do we already approve the lots?
We didn't. Why
Okay,
don't we go
let's-
back and do that too?
Okay, I make a motion that we keep our resident cemetery lots at $350 and our non-resident lots at $1,500.
I thought we already did.
Oh, we
You made the
did.
motion.
Oh, my-
And everything stayed the same. Tiffany
Okay.
seconded and Vaughn.
My
All right.
apologies, yep.
That's
Just
all
to,
right.
just to make sure we have it,
It was at the top.
Got it. Okay, so now we'll move on to buildings. Our current town hall fee is $100 for, with a funeral service. Chapel fee for residents is $75, and chapel fee for non-residents is $100. And the way I understand, that is some work to get those chapels ready for those.
Yeah, there you go, it was clean, wiping down all chairs, wiping down everything, so before any service.
Okay.
So I'll open up discussion for that.
Do you feel that should be,
How much time does that take you to do?
yeah, let's make it worth our while if we have to go in and clean.
We're usually, if everything gets pulled out, wiped down and off, it's usually maybe an hour and a half. It's not a lot.
And then we heat it.
The heating,
Yeah,
the
in the winter-
electric?
Yeah, in the winter,
Okay.
we turn the heat on usually the night before.
Good point.
Okay, so chapel fee for residents, I would suggest that we up that to 100, and for non-residents, 150.
What about the town hall fee?
Town hall fee for use of funeral for whatever reason, we should follow the town hall fee for any other event. We'll establish that. Because the town hall fee would be like if they're gonna have a funeral luncheon, and it should just be based on the number of people.
Okay.
Orders.
Ask questions if you have.
I didn't know if it's for, I'm sure, I don't think anybody's done it, but if anybody's had a funeral here.
Well, I think also sometimes they have a burial at the cemetery, then have a wake here or something, is that
Come here for the dinner.
for
They
the
come here
dinner?
for the funeral lunch.
And this price is usually if they have a funeral at our cemeteries.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be.
But if they don't, then we charge them regular price.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, so this town hall fee is if they had a funeral at one of our cemeteries.
It's a package deal,
Okay, so. we're
which doesn't
currently
mean we
charging
can't use that hall
$100.
fee, but
Right,
it's
right.
just so we know.
But you could raise it if you plan on raising the town hall for,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's unreasonable. They could use the chapel, and that's affordable. That's $100 if they need a bigger venue, because it costs us money to use it,
Right.
to rent it out.
Okay.
I don't think that's unreasonable to just use the regular town hall fees for that.
Okay, that's what we'll do.
That's my,
so we're changing it to regular fees.
Regular fees, yep,
And Laura made the motion.
yes,
was that a motion?
yep, that's a motion.
I'll second.
Say yes.
Laura?
Yes,
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
So that covered the town hall fee, the chapel fee for residents, and the chapel fee for non-residents.
now we're on hall burials
Okay.
after 2.
Okay.
We currently charge $150. I would recommend that we increase that to $200, which makes us comparable to Edinburgh. And then also, currently, we are charging an extra $300 for Saturday burial and $450 for Sunday or holiday. We should make that $450 across the board for Saturday, Sunday, or holiday. That's what our neighbors do. We have to pay overtime. We've got guys coming in. I mean, it's still the weekend, whether it's Saturday, Sunday. So $450 across the board.
So vault burials after 2 p.m., that they start after 2 p.m. would be an additional $200 charge. And then any burials on a Saturday, Sunday, or holiday would be an additional $450. Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
I'll second.
Yes.
Okay, and then,
Laura?
yes,
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
okay. Disinterments. I don't remember seeing it on here.
It's not.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. Disinterments. Before we had it as contact the trustees to see how much money. I believe we should just do it just like Palmyra has set fees. Disinterment for the weekdays is $1,400. Saturday, Sunday, and holidays, $1,800. So I'd like to make a motion that we have set disinterment fees. Weekdays, $1,400. Saturday, Sunday, and holidays, $1,800.
Does that sound reasonable, Sexton? That's pretty comparable.
Yeah, Walmart's only, other one has one set, so that's, that's gonna be the rate. I know if, I didn't check with Ryan, if they have one, it's gonna be a better rate.
$1,400 for weekday.
I'd rather have it established
for
so we don't have to have an emergency meeting to deal with it if
Yes.
that were to come up.
Yeah, I think it's.
Okay, and then I have,
Was that a motion?
that was a motion.
I'll second.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Okay. This is not on the agenda, but I'm going to add it on the agenda.
What you got?
Okay. Edinburgh, I think this is really a nice thing to do. They have it where a burial for military residents, which would include a gravesite, opening and closing costs, and foundation footer, will be provided at no cost to any resident who is military personnel killed in active duty. We do not have that in our policy, and I think that would be a very nice thing to have if we have a resident that's actually killed in active duty. Edinburgh has that, and I would like to add that on, so I would like to make a motion that we add that on.
I will second that.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn? Yes.
Hopefully we never need it,
Yes.
but I think that's a nice gesture. Okay, I think that covers cemeteries. Anything else on cemeteries or burials? All right, let's move on to ambulance fees. We did receive, well, let me just go over what we're currently charging for life force management. Resident and non-resident, basic life support is $850. Resident and non-resident advanced life support 1 is $1,000. Resident and non-resident advanced life support 2, $1,200. Resident and non-resident non-transport is $300. And resident and non-resident mileage charge loaded is $16.50. So we did receive, and I think you guys all have gotten a copy a while back, recommendations from Life Force about what to charge. And I thought this was somewhat amusing. They're saying that we should decrease our mileage. And it's been the same for quite some years. These rates have not changed for a long time. So I would be okay with keeping all of these rates, but keeping our mileage at $16.50. I don't see a point in decreasing what we're charging for mileage. But
Keep everything the same.
I would say keep it the same that we have in accordance with Life Force with the 50-cent mileage rate. So I move that we keep them the same in 2026 as we have them in 2025.
And I second.
I have a question.
Sure.
Sure.
Should there be, on this part, that it's soft bill residents?
I think we get
We
into that.
do get into that, that's
That's
actually
the next, if
That's
you turn the
fine.
page.
Yeah,
Turn the page. All
No,
right.
that's okay.
that's all right,
Yes.
that's next.
Laura?
Yes,
Tiffany?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so our next issue is mutual aid. So currently, mutual aid to the following townships shall be soft billed the same as Deerfield Township residents: Atwater, Berlin, Edinburgh, Lexington, Palmyra, Sebring, and Smith Township. So I'll open up discussion about that.
did the chief have recommendations?
So the one thing I did ask him about was Paris, and he said, well, you can if you want to, but we have to drive through another township to get to Paris. And then he had even mentioned we could soft bill anybody in Portage County if you want to. So, I mean, I don't think that we are working with Paris very often to make that a huge issue.
We've been there a few times, and nothing's substantial.
So I'll open up discussion to our members of the fire department here. Any input about soft billing?
Soft billing should be provided to anybody that provides us with soft billing as well.
Does Paris provide us soft billing?
I don't have that answer right now. But
I
know-
don't think they've been, like, I've never heard of them usually to here unless it's a fire, but
Right.
as far as medical stuff, I think we've been there a handful of times.
But Lexington, they can't provide an ambulance to us, so I don't think we should soft bill Lexington. That's just my
Okay,
opinion.
so.
Thank you.
okay.
Anybody that can provide us with the service we can provide them, we should
Okay.
agree to soft bill
Okay, so,
as a
In
mutual
a
aid.
consistent time.
Right.
okay.
But I do
So-
think we should stick to the bordering townships, and like he said, if they have a soft bill policy for us. I don't know if Sebring does.
Do they
I
have a
don't know.
soft bill policy?
I can check, I can look into that, I don't know that off the top.
I think you would put in there, any department that soft bills us, we will mutually agree to soft bill
Maybe we
them.
could send a letter out to the townships asking what their policy is for soft billing. I
Okay.
think that would be a good idea, just to get everybody on board and agree to it.
Are we doing a lot of business with Smith Township? I see it listed on here. Are they, are they providing mutual aid to
If I'm not
us?
mistaken,
It's Sebring, so.
They're the same
Sebring
thing?
are the same.
Are they like a?
No, because Smith Township contracts with Sebring, so
Smith Township don't have an ambulance
Smith Township doesn't have an ambulance.
Okay,
or fire department.
so we need to find out if,
Who soft bills us?
who is soft billing us. I'm sure. the
So
chief would
instead of
know.
listing them, just put like soft bill anyone,
Whoever
they
is
soft bill us.
us.
And not list the departments, that way if anything
Okay.
changes in
Can I come
time.
back and change it if you find out later?
I'm gonna ask them right now.
Okay,
I don't see why we can't. I
I
mean,
think we should send a letter to each,
Agency.
Township or
well,
whatever.
the township, or
Yeah.
their council, or whatever they be, their political.
Municipality of each.
Yeah, because they're the ones that's gonna
department
do the billing, and we'll find out for sure.
well, since I'm the fire department liaison, I will get on that.
provides. There you go.
okay,
what do we
so
do
right
about this?
now,
Keep it the same?
Why don't we keep it the same and can we just vote to establish? I like that. Why don't we vote to soft bill any township that soft bills us? And we will define that at our next meeting when we have that information.
Derek did say he believes that we are soft billed from Sebring.
Okay.
Berlin, are we soft billed from Berlin? I would say yes. Atwater, yes. Edinburgh, I'm sure. Palmyra, yes.
But
You said
Lexington,
Sebring?
no.
Lexington, no.
Because they
Okay.
can't provide you.
So that's really not helpful. Okay, so how do we want to word this? That we will mutual aid to any township, soft bill, will be soft billed to any township that soft bills to us,
You should say municipality,
municipality.
because there's other places that aren't townships. Series of village.
That's very true, thank you. So I move that we soft bill mutual aid to any neighboring municipality if they are soft billing us, and that we will establish that list at our next meeting.
Okay, I second.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Thank you for your input on that, that's helpful. Just- All right. Moving on. Town hall rental fees. Sunday through Sunday, Deerfield residents currently 0 to 50 people is $150, 51 to 100 people is $225, and 101 people to 200 people is $450. Non-residents 0 to 50 people is $400, 51 to 100 people is $500, and 101 to 200 people is $750. Do we want to start there before we go through
Let's start here.
with the residents?
Right, let's start with the residents, okay. I would like to see that middle one, 51 to 100 for residents raised from 225 to 250. And leave the 0 to 50 and 101 to 200 the same.
What's your rationale, just get the numbers even?
Get the numbers even.
Okay.
Also on non-residents, I would like to see the 0 to 50 raised up to 450, 51 to 100, 600, and 101 to 200 people, 800.
Do you have comparisons? Well, you kind of can't, because we have one of the nicest town halls.
Well, I mean, you can't compare it to Outwaters,
No,
and you can't compare it to Edinburgh's, and you can't compare it to Palmyra's. They have an old little town
right?
halls.
It's hard to compare, because
Right,
ours is so
right.
nice.
That's just slight increases, and really the increases really hit the non-residents versus the residents. And we
Just-
only upped like $25
For the
on
residents.
resident for the middle one. So it's just kind of rounds it up, 150, 250, 450. And then on the non-residents, 450, 600, 800. And it's just a little increase.
I'd like to open that discussion up to Tracy and Nancy as well. Any recommendations for that? Does that sound in tune? Would you,
That sounds in tune to me. I mean, that sounds good. I mean, we're, for renting the town hall, we're the cheapest.
when it comes to something comparable, which is hard to find around here?
Yeah. Even for non-residents, that 450 and 600 and 800, you're not gonna find that anywhere.
So,
And they usually time you. You have, because sometimes they like rent it out twice in one day, so you have 4 hours.
Gotcha, we don't do that.
right.
So that's a good price.
So really, the non-residents, in all honesty, that could probably go up a little bit.
But the increases that you made seem pretty reasonable. I mean,
Most of our rentals are
resident.
Residents, okay.
And we like it that way.
Right, and we kept it pretty much the same. It's just a 25.
We had an out-of-town one last year, and I had to write them a letter saying we weren't giving them their deposit back. That was a mess. Okay?
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we do the Deerfield residents, 0 to 50, 150, 51 to 100, 250, 101 to 200, 450. Then non-residents, 0 to 50, 450, 51 to 100, $600, 101 to 200 people, 800.
I'll second.
Yes.
Okay,
Laura?
yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So all rentals except wedding receptions and fundraisers require a $250 refundable deposit, which will be returned after 14 days. Wedding receptions and fundraisers will require a minimum deposit of $750. There will be a minimum of $50 up to $250 withheld from deposit for cleaning, and if the hall is not cleaned at the rental. No confetti, straw, hay, open flames, candles, glitter, or livestock will be permitted. I laugh every year when we read that off. Who brought livestock?
Somebody did.
Hopefully they didn't have livestock and glitter, because that would have been a big mess.
Pony rides.
Pony
I don't think we
rides.
ever had the livestock inside the building.
They wanted to, and we had them outside.
That's something I would totally want to come to. But anyway, not good for the town hall, yeah. So I'll open discussion up about those rates.
Okay, so where it says wedding receptions and fundraisers will require a minimum deposit of $750, are you coming up with the $750 off the non-resident rate, 101 to 200 people, $750? Is that where that's coming from?
It's for
Here.
either one.
Okay, can we just raise that to 800? Okay. All right, and then it says there will be a minimum of 50 to 250 withheld for if they don't leave the hall clean. I'd like to up that 50 to 100. The $50 doesn't
No.
pay a lot for cleaning.
Well, but we don't have to.
And technically, there's
It's
only
up.
one time I can remember that we kept anybody's deposit, and that was.
And I wrote them
that
a
was
very
the
nice
smoke-
letter and never
yeah.
heard a word about
That
it.
was the one that smoked inside the town
Right.
hall.
I think they knew they weren't getting their deposit back.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the only changes on that.
So you want to raise the minimum to 100? I mean, if we have to do a special
Yeah.
cleaning, there's not $50.
I want to
to pay
raise
for anything.
the wedding reception and fundraiser will require a minimum deposit.
800?
800, and then for cleaning, a minimum of 50, change that to 100. And that's my motion.
A second.
I'll vote yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Any new pricing and rules will be effective for new rentals effective January 1st, 2026. That ship has sailed. Prior rentals made will be honored at previously quoted pricing. Also, the individual renting the Deerfield Town Hall must be in attendance during the entire event. Rentals that have alcohol require a deputy in uniform and not be present as a guest at the event. Let's
Talk about that
one.
Okay, so instead of effective January 1st, since we're just now having a meeting, I would like to make that effective February 1st.
February 1st.
Yep, that's when the new prices go into effect. Then also, rentals that have alcohol, I would like to add and weapons. Like if someone has a gun raffle, if they have the gun here for people to look at when they're raffling, they need to have a deputy.
I have a
deputy in
question
uniform
about that.
And not present as a guest.
I have a question about that. Somehow, we had signs posted on our doors that said, no weapons may be allowed here.
We have to.
Who said that?
It's a government issue thing.
Government building.
Is it because I thought it had to do with the Board of Elections.
No.
So if that's the case and they're having a gun raffle, they can't even have the gun here.
No.
They can have a picture.
They can have a picture.
Right. The no weapons does not come from the Board of Elections either. They don't require.
I thought it was from the Board of
Yeah, it
Elections.
doesn't, because I
Okay.
verified with them. That's not a requirement.
But we could still do weapons if people want to have a knife show or something, I don't know.
Well, we have had gun raffles here.
But we didn't know they were gun raffles at the time. That's what we ran into last year.
So they had it for years and it was never an issue, but we didn't know there,
Yeah, there's never been an issue
And they had a deputy there.
because they had alcohol.
they had
Yes.
alcohol, so.
Yes, they had a deputy
So
there.
you want, let me paraphrase this. So we want to make this rule effective February 1st. Prior rentals are honored at previous prices. Individuals must be in attendance. Rentals that have alcohol or weapons require a deputy.
Firearms.
Well, you're not allowed to have firearms per that
Can't have
sign.
firearms. It would be like a knife show or something. They're not allowed to have an
So
actual
it
gun
wouldn't be,
here.
it wouldn't be a firearm, it would be a weapon because you're not allowed to have the weapon, the firearms
right.
here. So,
So any weapon other than a firearm and booze requires a uniformed deputy.
so I'm just thinking of what an example of that would be, like, they want to have a knife show or like, what, like a hunting with bows and arrows or something like
Well, I
that.
mean,
yeah.
anything as even as when they have the apple butter stir, when they bring in
The knives,
the old stuff and, yeah.
so that might affect that.
I don't know if anything else is sold or showed off or anything here during.
So I was 100% for that when we were having loaded guns, but we can't have guns in here anyway,
Well,
so.
yeah, they never have loaded guns.
Well, you know, any guns.
So if someone wants to have a gun raffle, like, you know, the youth.
Bring a
something's
picture.
youth, They'll have to just bring a picture. They won't be able to have it here.
Which I guess in the past, they were raffling the guns, they weren't bringing the guns. Because
Yeah.
you're not allowed to take it home with
Can't
you.
take it home.
No, you can't just-
Right.
You have to go and pick it up, so
But they will have them here to see it.
they have them here.
They have had them here,
Okay.
On display.
yeah, but you can't take them home.
But they have a deputy here.
Yeah, because there was alcohol.
Yeah, so as long as there's a deputy here, I guess they can display their gun.
Not according
They're
to
gonna
what's
raffle.
on the.
Well, you have somebody right there that can
Hi,
answer
Brett,
that.
can you help us with that?
Yeah, help us out with that, Brett.
Typically, they shouldn't be allowed to have them here, freighters,
Yes,
as a local government code,
yes,
Okay,
which is why you have a sign.
okay.
good idea, Tracy. Wow,
Yeah.
that's good.
Sorry, didn't mean to
So
call you out.
pictures, so pictures.
Yeah,
We'll just have to
they
have
can
a
have the
picture.
raffle here, they just can't bring the guns
And
here.
people's done that before, where
Sure.
they've had them at schools.
Right.
And they've had pictures, so it's either
Okay.
or.
Okay,
Right, well, that
So-
takes care of that.
let's, somebody make that into a motion.
I make a motion that we change the ruling for alcohol, and
Weapons.
they can have, like, not. it's
Well,
like a
let's just
knife
leave the
display.
weapon out of it then.
Just leave it out.
Because it's just the firearms and they can't have them here
And they
anyway.
can't have it here anyhow. Okay, well, then that stays the same, because we already require a deputy for
Yep.
alcohol.
So-
So, no change, we're good.
Well, there is a change, so we're gonna do the new pricing
Oh,
and
we have
rules to
the
be
February
effective
date.
for February 1st. The rentals will be honored previously. Renting the hall must be, the person renting the hall must be in attendance, so, you know, you can't rent it to somebody down the street and you don't come.
No ghosting.
No ghosting. Rentals that have alcohol require a deputy in uniform to be present as a guest at the not, to be present and not as a guest at the event. That is my motion.
And I second it.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn? Yes.
Organizations holding events other than meetings will be charged a rental fee of $50 to assist with the reimbursement of costs incurred to Deerfield Township.
Now, is that all organizations or just Deerfield organizations?
That's Deerfield
Deerfield, it was, at one time, said civics, historical, cemetery,
Scouts,
scouts, and, was it, Lions Club? The Deerfield Lions Club was here at
Right.
one time,
Okay.
so if you're a club, you can have
From
your...
Deerfield.
From Deerfield, you can have your meetings here on a, well, I mean, nobody's having meetings on the weekends, are they? I don't want
No,
meetings to get,
okay.
I'd like to make that on here, because I don't want somebody to try to book it for a meeting on a Saturday, and then we can't rent the town hall, that's lost revenue.
Yes, it is.
So I would
So,
like
yeah.
meetings on Monday through Thursday. You can have your free meeting, if you're a Deerfield club, here on Monday through Thursday.
And then, if like one of the clubs wants to have an event, the clubs that we listed, those Deerfield clubs, a dance, a social, a lunch, it's $50 to cover the cost of the cleaning and the electricity. We want to keep that the same.
And I think that should be Monday through Thursday too, so you're not tying up the hall for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I agree. I don't want to lose a rental because somebody's having a free meeting on a Sunday afternoon.
Very, I can't even remember the last time we had a group wanting the hall on a weekend.
Okay?
But that's
Unless they
okay.
do
We have it in
fundraising.
The
writing.
Lions Club,
Unless they're like, fundraising.
Fundraising.
yeah.
Well, let's tighten that up. That way we're not losing revenue. We want them to have it. They just have to have it on a day that's not a big money
On a
rental.
weekday, Monday through Thursday.
All right, so, anything else additional than the days of the week for that?
Okay, so what about if a Deerfield organization wants to hold an event on a Friday night or a Saturday night or a Sunday, which is our major hall booking timeframes?
The Civic Association used Town Hall for the apple butter, but the Civic Association paid $150 per day when they used it.
Okay,
And that was Saturday and Sunday.
Right,
So
okay.
they paid
And that's that's
they
basically a
paid
donation
$150
because they
for that.
paid for the building, so
Right.
we're,
Right.
So would we want to do that for any other Deerfield club that wants to have an event on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
what would that price be?
Well, they were paying 150.
Okay,
Should it be raised to 200 for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
I don't think so.
want to keep
Leave
it at 150?
150? Okay. And that's for Deerfield clubs. Okay. So another thing that I would like to bring up is we're in Southeast School District, and if the school wants to have an event here on a Monday through Thursday, not, the main Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'd like to just have a set fee for them, $100, if they have an event, like an evening event. And then if they book Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 200.
Okay, so sum it all up for me here.
Okay, so we'll just do everything in here. So Deerfield organizations can have meetings on Monday through Thursday for free. They can have events for $50 on Monday through Thursdays.
You mean,
Like an evening, like a dance.
okay,
A Deerfield club having a dance.
Gotcha.
On a Monday through Thursday evening, we would charge $50.
okay,
If they have an event on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we would charge $150
okay,
for Deerfield clubs. Okay. Now, Southeast school organizations, everything from youth up to high school band. If they want to have an event here on a Monday through Thursday, $100. And if they book an event for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, like they had that night at the races with the band, $200.
that's your motion?
That's my motion.
What do you think, Vaughn?
I don't have a problem with it.
Sounds good to me, I'll second.
Okay?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Tiffany?
Yes.
Vaughn?
Yes.
Did we miss anything for the organizational meeting? Because that was the last item, hallelujah. Anything else for the organizational meeting?
I think the other thing I was going to talk about was to put the pictures, the historical pictures up. We can do that in the regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't need to be done here.
Okay, so I am going to make a motion that we adjourn the operational, or I'm sorry, the organizational meeting.
Second.
I vote yes.